Hello and welcome. In this match I am in the Tier 8 US Battleship, the North Carolina. This match is from pre-patch, so we have two carriers and they have one, but one of our carriers is an independent, so it's not like that one really matters. I start out by going to the middle and firing a shot at a Montana right away as I can, and I did 11,000 damage, which is really good. And then I'm running the hell away because the Montana wants to shoot back at me. So anyways, the plan is to just go back and forth here in the middle and keep trading shots. Hopefully I can try to not get hit by too many of the enemy shots, so it should be fine. I seriously wish that when you alt-tab in this game it would be possible to still have sound, but you know, who cares about little things like videos or streamers or anything like that? I mean, it's not important, right? What's more important is to release a broken game. Anyways, tomorrow will be the time when I make my complaint list about things that should be fixed in a released game but probably won't be. Or at least what's still broken. Now that there are cruisers visible, I want to fire at them, like this Miyoko instead of battle boats. Because cruisers, well, the fires they start are a bit more annoying because you can't angle about them, so they are dangerous. Sorry about the way I sound as well. I feel like I still am a little bit ill, which is sad. I still keep sneezing every day. Anyways, the important part is that this Miyoko isn't allowed to cap, and she isn't. And since she was behind the mountain, I decided to fire at the Nagato instead. And the carrier finished the Miyoko off. Or I don't know, maybe she didn't finish off the Miyoko, but got close enough. Right now there are no targets, which is a bit sad. I tried to support my carrier's fighters and tried to get closer to fire guns. But Montana is sadly out of range, so I have to wait until Nagato becomes visible. Luckily, since I turned back straight, the volley coming in from the Montana, I presume, missed. And now I need to start turning the other way to predict their shots, or well, not be hit by them. And that was impressive as hell. 19,000 damage without a single citadel hit. Yeah, as I imagined, the Montana was firing at me, so I turned the other way than you would normally expect. The Fletcher ahead of me is a bit worrying. If he fires torpedoes and they appear at this current turn, that might actually be... that might literally just kill me. But the chance of that happening is still low. And this is what happens when you let the Montana shoot you. I immediately lost 20,000 HP. And now I'm trying to finish off the Nagato and try to run away so I don't get killed. Sadly, the Nagato still has 130 HP left. But luckily somebody else finished her off, so I wouldn't have to waste my shots. Okay, I saw the torpedoes that were fired by probably the Fletcher. I mean, 5 of them means that it's something high tier. And the Nagato and the Montana is a pretty good target here. And I start turning back because we do want cap points. We only have one, and they will have 3 in a moment, so getting B would be pretty useful. Luckily, also, since I started the turn at the time when the Montana quite didn't expect me to, it was possible for me to evade most of his shots. Well, maybe not evade, but mitigate the damage. I guess you'd call it deflect then. He did the same thing, sadly. He did it a little bit better though, because he didn't take any damage. But this time neither did I. And since he's turning around again, I'll just try to predict where he should be after the turn. That kind of prediction feels fairly magical to me, because I don't know how the hell I can predict something like that. But most of the time it does work. I don't know how, it just does. Like, predicting in a straight line I can understand, but a curve like that, especially one that I cannot even really picture that much, feels a bit strange. But since the Montana is behind the island now, I choose another target, hopefully this Colorado at C, or B I guess it would be called now, since they changed point cap or cap points. I messed up pretty hard here. I thought I could get the C cap, but I didn't slow down soon enough and I just left the cap zone. That was a pretty big mistake. I mean, I risked quite a bit to get into the cap point, but then I just left it, which is very, very, very silly. But I guess mistakes do happen. It's important to notice them and fix them for the future. Now I want to target the Zao. Dr. Owens. He actually is a pretty frequent viewer of mine. But unluckily for him, he is in a cruiser showing me a broadside. Enemy severely damaged. And I am in a battleship. And he is fairly close. And he didn't quite realize that I hadn't fired my back guns yet. So essentially I killed him with one volley. Just, I didn't fire everything at once. Now I want to hit the Colorado again, that's going through the cap, or the gap between the islands between A and B. I guess he figured that I had fired everything and then thought that to congratulate me on the great shot that he still managed to survive, but little did he know my back guns were not fired. Hopefully one of the cruises caps C. The cruiser near the carriers would probably be a pretty good ship to do so. I don't know what she's doing, but oh well, maybe there are more important things to do in that regard, in that or that side. Maybe like maybe there's like a battleship or a cruiser or a destroyer somewhere around there. Or maybe he's just lazy. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Although we are still currently in the lead, it won't be for too long if we dilly-dally. Well, the destroyer definitely isn't there, because they only have one of them, and I just saw the destroyer's torpedoes, and I can see the ship as well. I guess if the cruiser had went into the sea cap point, he might have died to the Fletcher. So maybe it's a good thing after all that he didn't. But this Miyoko is showing me her broadside, and sadly she's turning, so I might just miss, but I'll try anyway. And luckily I did not. Sadly, no kill though. Almost. I slowed down after I saw the torpedoes because I wasn't afraid of them anymore, and I just wanted to get a shot in, even if the Miyako slowed down. And I think I might get another shot in as well, so even better. Good, good, good.
Enemy cruiser foundered.
By the way, to add on top of yesterday's video, which I kind of forgot to mention, and I didn't quite know for sure at the time, when you finish off a ship, you get a reward that is about as large as 15% of its, as though you had dealt 15% of its HP as damage. Well, we got the B cap now, so it's 2 caps and 2 caps, and we are in the lead, so things are going pretty nicely. Although we do have to remember that it's very likely that Independence could just die. Because our Independence definitely cannot be a match for their carrier. And I sadly got shot by the Fletcher's torpedoes. Luckily I was at a decent angle, so I only took one of them. But that was a bit badly done by me. I mean, I should have expected torpedoes to be incoming after I took a shot at the destroyer herself. Was kinda careless. I could go from the right side of this island between me and the Fletcher to hunt her, or I could go on the left side. If I go right, I think that the problem is that I will run into the Montana easily. And I don't think I can fight the Montana. At least not when there's the Fletcher. Fletcher fighting there as well, so I decide to go around the left side. So it's less likely for me to immediately run into the Montana. And I tried to take a shot at the Essex, that is their carrier. But sadly I overestimated the lead I had to give, so I only hit one shell. HE is pretty good for that. I mean, firing at cruise carriers, and since I'm hunting a destroyer anyway, I was already loaded with HE. Right now I just want to make sure I don't get killed by that Montana. If I wait a little longer, the Montana will definitely be engaged with the 2 battleships behind me, so it's a lot more likely that I could fight the Fletcher without dying to the Montana. Right now I could go for the C cap point as well, which would be pretty useful, but since we are already getting the A cap point, I think it's kind of a waste of my personal experience that I would be gaining from this match, so I decide to turn the other way. And sadly, this put me in a difficult position. I got hit by the Fletcher's torpedoes. I definitely should have went right next to the island and kept my nose pointed towards the area where the destroyer was. But luckily I survived, only barely, but still, surviving is surviving. Now it's even more important I don't show my face to the Montana. And the Fletcher is visible. I just need to not be set on fire here. I mean, I don't think that the HE damage of the Fletcher will kill me, but the fire definitely could. And since I don't have repair available, that could be disastrous. Especially since the game is going to end very soon due to points. If I don't die, that is. If I do, then... oh, never mind, one of their ships sank and the game ended. Luckily I did not die to the Fletcher. Was very close though, but I probably would have been able to kill her. And I had an excellent game, better than the Essex and Lexington on our team. And I did a good 130k damage too, which means that the game was extremely good for me, especially since they had a Montana. So anyways, if you enjoyed this video, then please subscribe and thanks for watching.